I need to reflect and really check my ego. Today, I was having a conversation with George Gammon. This is his brand. This is actually the tattoo that I have on my leg from when I was desperately trying to work under somebody and apprentice myself. I got his logo tattooed on me, took my first ever flight from Boston to Arizona to meet him. And I started working for him. And now I have my business and it's expanding. And I got three potential clients this week, one 100% confirmed, two others that I have calls with. And then today I got another client text me, a new potential client that I'm going to have a call with tomorrow morning. So I could have four new potential clients every single day. This week I made a video, I got a new client, and I think I just got another one today, which is ridiculous to even think about. And I was talking to George, not telling him about the new potential clients that I have. And he was saying that every young person goes bust. They go bankrupt. That makes a lot of money. He's saying he did it. Everyone does it. It's never going to be linear. He was joking that it looks much more like the inflation rate during the 1940s, because it was up to 20% down to negative 2%, up and down and up and down. And the reason for that is because your ego gets so ridiculously inflated. And you think that the reason you're making money is because you're just the best. You're the best. George said that he had to buy two plane tickets when he would travel, one for him and one for his ego. That's how big it was. It didn't even fit in the room because he was making a shit ton of money. He was young, very, very, very successful at a young age. And it happens over and over again, whether a lot of times people become famous when they're young or something, their egos just through the roof, the entitlement, all these things. And so, same thing with Ken. He told me the exact same thing today. So the signs are there. God gives you the signs as to what you need to work on. And clearly, I'm being fed signs today, which is probably exactly what I needed to hear, that I need to really chill out on my ego and come at things with much more humility and humble myself, or I will be humbled, because I don't want to go bust. I don't want to lose everything like everyone does. Like every single successful person has lost everything pretty much. And they all relate it back to, they let their egos get control of themselves. And I could easily see that happen to myself. My ego's super high because you think that the reason, like, anything you touch turns to gold, because for a while it is. But guess what? It's probably luck, because I'm probably just a lucky son of a bitch, and it's due to come back at me. And because of that, I really just need to sit down and think and stare at a wall and do nothing for a few days, or a few hours, definitely not a few days, and just think, let's figure this shit out. Let's make sure I am doing things in a methodical way and not blowing my paychecks, which I don't. I don't spend a ton of money. I don't really have any expenses, but I don't want to go bust. I definitely don't, especially when every successful person I know is telling me the one thing you have to do is control your ego. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to be reading a book that Ken recommended to me called Ego is the Enemy, which, funny enough, if you are someone who thinks I don't need that book, you are probably the first one in the world who needs to read it. Because, I mean, that's... I actually have heard of the book before, and I downloaded it, but I didn't read it on Audible. So that is definitely my fault. But I think this is a good time for me to do that when I'm getting these phenomenal opportunities. And people keep on asking me what my business model is. I help large businesses sell their products on social media. My ideal client is someone who already has, let's say, 25,000 plus subscribers, and then they already are doing maybe $100,000 plus per month on their business. And I'll help them grow their medias to where they can then sell more of their products. I only work with real business owners, not people who sell like courses or anything, like people who sell real businesses or real tangible products or services. And because recently everything that I've touched, the turn to gold per se, because it's been working very, very well, this is not the time to get lackadaisical. This is the time to 10x down on the good things and try and adapt with the new times, because the market doesn't give a shit. And so I'm really going to be thinking about that. And it was a very lighthearted discussion with George, but all the things that he was saying, I was thinking, this is what's going through my dumbass head, and I don't want to go bust. So with all these opportunities will come another avenue of problems to overcome. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be one of the people who become successful when they're young and then lose it all and then tell that to everybody because no one listens. And I'm just trying to be smart enough to listen to the older people that I'm surrounded by who have been through these cycles. And because it's something that's very hard to learn on your own, I need to double, triple down on it. Some things are just, they're tough to be taught. And experience is definitely one of them. So because it's so hard to teach experience, I need to be much more, 10 times more thoughtful in my approach and really being cognizant of when I am speaking of things directly of ego and not and of certainty as opposed to every other aspect that goes into it. But also, being naive is what gets you here. It really helps you get started on your business and start making money. The naivety to think I will figure it out no matter what, and you still have to have that belief system, but you just can't go bust. Which I don't know. I don't know how everybody goes bust. I just know that they do, and I know that or at least one of the main drivers is because of the ego aspect of it. And I know I have a large ego, so that is something that I am going to work on religiously over the next few months and few years. But it's cool as shit. I got another potential client today. I would be tripling my entire operations in about a month, which is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I've been thinking about this whole ego thing all day, and fortunately, I got humbled big time today. Not at work, but playing pickleball. And I'm playing against some people who are absolutely incredible at what they do. Like they are real fucking athletes. One was a national tennis player. The other guy he played baseball in college. Real good guys. And I think part of the answer, I think there's two answers that I've come up with. I need to hang out with older, wiser people in my business aspect of life that have already been through these cycles. Because at the conference that I was at in Denver, I could tell the people who were in their 30s and 40s who haven't been burned yet, they are being screwed on their real estate. Most of them are big real estate guys, syndicators, which means they raise money for other people's money. And they have been destroyed by the market. Where people like Ken saw this coming. And they are now buying things for pennies on the dollar. And I know that because I'm in every single meeting. And if you don't know, I'm working with someone who has 10,000 real estate units. I'm actually staying in one of them right now. And he's been on the sidelines the past few years, even though people would throw money at him to buy deals. He didn't want to. He knew that the market was not in a position where he wanted to buy. And so he didn't. And so surrounding myself with those types of people who have the wisdom that I can learn from. And then in my personal life, get humbled every single day, be the worst person that I hang out with. Because it would be really tough if I was crushing it in business and I was the absolute number one person out of all my friends. I think that's the problem. And now that I'm actually talking about it, part of the reason is probably because most people who lose everything, they are the number one person in their social circle. So they kind of have that pressure to continue to be the number one. And I'm honestly the worst at every single thing that I do in every single category of my social circle. And my business friends, I'm the poorest, not even close. I mean, I'm hanging around with Kenny McElroy, who has a plane, George, all these guys who are retired, super, super wealthy, older people who've done everything in business. I'm the poorest. I'm the dumbest. I'm the absolute lowest. I'm bringing everybody's average down big time. If you're the average of your five friends, I'm freaking pulling everyone down with me. And then with my workout buddies, who I play pickleball with, go to the gym with, I'm the weakest, out in the worst shape, the worst at pickleball. And I'm still, if I was in an average room in either one of these, I would be by far the best. But because I like to be the worst and then have to work my way up and grind a lot harder, I'm constantly being humbled. Just today, in the business meeting with Ken, seeing the way that he operates when he's having a meeting, it is truly incredible. Truly incredible. And then with my workout buddies, since I was getting destroyed so hard in pickleball today, both the two guys who were destroying me said that they just drink milk. So I went and got some friggin' milk to send him a picture and joke around, but it actually does taste pretty damn good. And protein's good, and it actually does hydrate you. So I guess Nick and David were right. But I think that might be the answer. Surround yourself with people who are so much better with you, you are constantly being humbled. Like, I don't need the marketplace to humble me when every single day I'm getting slapped in the face and with a whoopie pie of humbleness. Even if I am making more money and I'm growing my business, everyone else is doing everything better faster. So, and they're just in a better position. So I think that is the best answer I have to really cool off the ego so you don't go bust. Surround yourself with people who are better than you in every single aspect of life. And I can assure you, people are. You can find a circle of people who are better than you in every single hobby that you have. And that is how I think I will continuously be humbled and hopefully can keep my ego in check, as well as being very cognizant of when I'm letting myself get away. So anyway, don't fucking, you're not that good. I'm talking to myself here. Josh, you are not that good. You may have gotten another client. You got to follow up with all these people.